Well, there's been more reaction now to the DA's announcement that it was withdrawing from the national dialogue. EFF leader Julius Malema says the Democratic Alliance must respect the president and follow government protocol. Malema was reacting to the recent ultimatum given by the DA to the president regarding the removal of its Member of Parliament Andrew Whitfield as Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry.
They have no reason to complain. They went into a marriage and knowing very well that they are going with an ANC corrupt government into a marriage. These are unnecessary threats. If the DA was anti-corruption, the DA was pro-poor, the DA was to ensure that they will restore the dignity of our people, they should have allowed the ANC to govern as a minority party. There was nothing forcing them to go into government. They should have stood outside and allowed the ANC to constitute its own government and continue to oppose the ANC if they want to do so. You cannot oppose the government you are part of. They are in government. Whatever decision Ramaphosa takes, they are part of that decision because they decided to be part of this mess. So if they don't want the mess, they must stay outside and then allow the ANC to do a minority government. The ANC has got a minority government in Gauteng, where the DA, they refuse to work with the DA. So the DA can freely express itself without any hesitation because they are not part of government. How do you become part of government and travel overseas without the permission of a president? That is not government. That is anarchy. And when you are being punished in line with what the president is responsible for, you complain. They just want to run like they are government on their own. There is no president. There is a president here, whether they like him or not. They voted for him, and then they have to respect him and respect the government protocols. They don't want that. They must step out and let the ANC do its own mess, and then we all oppose it collectively.
Malema calls for DA to leave the new, making ways for EFF's entry. EFF President Julius Malema has again called on the DA to leave the Government of National Unity new, effectively making way for his party to join the government. Malema's remarks come after the DA threatened to withdraw from the national dialogue due to what they perceive as President Cyril Ramaphosa's failure to address corruption within the ANC. The DA's ultimatum to Ramaphosa stems from the president's decision to remove DA MP Andrew Whitfield as Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry. The DA claims that Whitfield's removal was unjustified and that Ramaphosa has failed to take action against corrupt ANC ministers. Malema, however, sees the DA's ultimatum as an opportunity for the EFF to join the new. At the weekend, Malema criticized the DA's decision to join the new, saying that they should have allowed the ANC to govern as a minority party instead. If the DA was anti-corrupt and pro-poor, they should have allowed the ANC to govern as a minority party. Nothing was forcing them into government. They should have stood outside and allowed the ANC to constitute its government and continue to oppose the ANC if they want to do so, Malema said. Malema also emphasized the importance of respecting government protocol and the decisions of the president. There is a president here. Whether they like it or not, they voted for him, and they must respect government protocols. If they don't want that, they must step out and let the ANC do its own mess, and we all oppose it collectively, Malema said. There is no reason to complain, because they knew they were going into a marriage with the ANC corrupt government. These are unnecessary threats, he said. You cannot oppose the government you are part of. They are in government, and whatever decision President Ramaphosa takes, they are part of that decision because they are part of this mess, Malema said. The ANC has a minority government in Gauteng. They refuse to work with the DA there. So the DA can freely express itself without hesitation because they are not part of government. How do you travel overseas without the permission of the president? That is not the government. That is anarchy, Malema said. Malema's comments indicate that the EFF is positioning itself to potentially join the new in the future. If the DA were to leave the coalition, it could create an opportunity for the EFF to negotiate its way into government. Malema previously said, "We are waiting. We are going to enter this government. We are just waiting. When they start fighting with Helen Zil, Siung Gina, we are entering, Malema said, hinting that the EFF would be ready to step in when the DA and ANC's differences become irreconcilable. We are patiently waiting for the DA to leave the NU so that we can participate in government, Malema said, hinting that the EFF is ready to take on a more significant role in South African politics. Political analyst Dr. John Malapo said the EFF's call for the DA to leave the NU had significant implications for government stability. The DA's decision to threaten withdrawal from the national dialogue has already created tension within the coalition, and Malema's remarks are likely to exacerbate the situation, Malapo said. Like and subscribe for more. Thanks.